Alright, so this is a tutorial on creating a basic bird shooting game. Alright, so I'm just going to click on open up Unity. I'm just going to click on new to make a new project. I'm just going to call it shooter. Yeah, let's call it shooter. I'm just going to save it to desktop. I'm going to make sure it's on 3D, and I'm going to hit create project. This thing's going to pop up. If you look here, I already have my assets there, so alright. Alright, so here I have my window of things. I'm going to go ahead and make the folders that I need. So I'm going to go to the project panel here. I'm just going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to call this one scenes. Okay, and then I'll create another folder, and we will call this one scripts. Another folder, create folder models, create another folder, and we'll call this one audio, and then we'll create another folder, and we're going to call this prefabs. Okay, beautiful. Now that I have all that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my assets. So I can do that a couple different ways. I'm just going to do it, just drag them in because I think it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to go to my audio here, and I'm going to go to my audio here, and I just have a single gunshot thing, so I'm just going to drop it right into that folder. Alright, and now underneath that folder I got the gunshot, and then I'm going to go back up, I'm going to go to bird model, and I just got a single FBX that I exported out of Maya. I'm going to take that and drop that. I'm going to drop it out here because I can't see where it's actually going. Alright, good, and I don't know where it went. Oh, still says important. Okay, so I'm going to take bird, I'm going to drop that into models. I'm going to take both of these parts as well and drop that into models. That way everything's, the bird and all of its pieces are in there. It says material doesn't have a normal, or the material is using a texture as a normal map. Do we want to fix it? Let's go ahead and fix now. Alright, so then the last asset is, okay, good, yep, is scripts. And I can drop and drag those in. I'm going to wait on that because we might just write them ourselves, or I might just drop them in because of time and what have you. Okay, so we imported the set assets. So first thing we're going to do is we need to get the bird going. That is what we like. Okay, so I'm going to go to my models here. I'm going to take the bird. Now if I drop him into the scene, he'll be in some odd direction. If I drop him up here, he should be right on origin. Alright, and there he is. Now I'm looking at him, and if you see, it doesn't look quite as good as it should. There should be a normal map on it. I thought it would fix it. Apparently did not. So we are going to see if we can fix it. So it says it has a normal map, and that is weird. Let's see, standard. Oh, there it is. It popped in. Okay, I guess it was just taking its time. Okay, I thought I was going to have to remake the material. Alright, I don't understand what happened there, but so now that guy's back in, and I got the normal map, and that's all fine and dandy. But what I need to do is go ahead and add the different things to this in order to make it what we need. Okay. So in order to drive this, we're going to use a rigid body. So I'm going to do add component, physics, and rigid body. Okay. I'm going to minimize this now. This is all fine. I'm going to uncheck gravity because I want this to be able to fly. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a collider to this. So we're going to add another component, physics, and we're going to add a capsule collider, which is going to get this, and naturally just makes it the size of the bird. I'm going to hit edit collider, and we're going to adjust the size of it. Okay, so like this. All right, so I'm trying to see. Okay, so the capsule goes this way. So I need to rotate this. I'm gonna, let's see if I rotate. Okay, so it needs to rotate on Z 90 degrees. So right here we have direction. Let's go Z axis. Nope, we want to go X axis. There we go. Okay, so we'll go back to this. Hit this again, and I'm just gonna make this roughly. This is actually gonna be the capsule we use in order to shoot it. So that you want to make it large enough that it doesn't make it too hard. So the smaller you make it, the harder it's going to be. I'm going to take the center here, and I'm going to take the Y and move it up a little bit so that it's more centered on the bird. And I'm going to call that good. Now let's add a collider, and now that's on there. Okay. The next thing we need to do is add another component, a script. So I'm going to add component, new script. We're going to JavaScript, and we're just going to call this mover script, or we'll call it enemy script. Enemy mover script. Sounds like a plan. And create an ad. That should pop right here. I'm going to take it from here. Come on. And I'm just going to, thank you. I'm going to drop that into scripts. Okay. And I'm going to double click on it to open it up. And we are going to add some code onto it. This will actually be pretty easy. As soon as it pops up. It is slow. Okay. So we're going to need a variable to control the speed. This way we can put in whatever we want. So I'm just going to make a public variable speed. And we will make it a float. Alright. And on the start is all we're going to need. I don't need to do anything on update. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to enter. And we are going to make this pretty easy. I'm going to go get component. Okay. I'm going to get component dot, and I'm going to get the rigid body. Okay. And then parentheses dot velocity. And I'm going to set that equal to the transform dot forward times speed. So our variable that we set up to control speed. All right. And I'm going to save that by hitting Control S or Command S if you're on your thing. I'm going to click back in here. And I am going to hit play and see if it moves. It does not. Okay. So something is amiss. Let's check this out. Oh, my speed is 0. Let's just set this to, let's say 10. Okay. There he goes. So he's moving. So that's the speed component. All right. Yay. That works pretty good. All right. So that's pretty easy. Next thing we're going to do is, so I need to make this actually the prefab. So, so that what we're going to do is we're going to auto generate this bird. So, I'm going to take the bird here and I'm going to drop it into the prefabs folder, and that's automatically going to make it into, this thing that we can always call up. And I actually, I'm going to leave the bird there, but eventually we'll delete that, but I'll leave it for now. So we're going to create the user interface. I'm going to go ahead and game so I can kind of see it here, and to make sure I'm on standalone, because I just like to do that. So I'm going to go to game object UI, and we're going to go ahead and just do text, and I'm going to rename it timer, and then we're going to position it. So I'm going to click on here and then Alt and Shift, and I want this in the top left. Okay. And then I'm just going to write, I don't know. Yeah, we won't worry about it right now. We'll just leave it as new text. You know what? I'm trying to write timer just so that I know what it is up there. I'm going to change the size to, let's say, 24. And I'm going to change the position over this way a little bit, and I'm going to position it down a little bit. So we'll say we go to 40, and then from the top we'll go 20, and I want to go minus 20 apparently. Minus 20. Okay, and there's the timer. So I can just actually duplicate this. Control D, rename this one life. Okay, and I'm just going to write life. Good. And oops, I need to enter. And then I'm gonna click on here and do Alt and Shift again. This time I'm doing top right. Okay. I'm gonna open back up here. My position is gonna be minus 20, and the X position is going to be let's see, just 40, I guess. All right. I think that's what I did for the other one. And I'm also gonna change this to right aligned. Let me just see, what was yours? 40. Alright, looks like that does not. Alright. Oh, I guess it's minus 40. My bad. Minus 40. Okay. So I have life and I have timer, or so I got those two pieces of GUI made up. Okay. All right. So we also need to add a button. So I'm going to select the canvas here, go Game Object, UI, and I'm going to create a button. All right. And this is going to be our restart button. So all right. And we'll just underneath, we'll just name it restart button. Okay. And then restart text. And I'm just going to write restart, or as a question, and we will make this 24. Okay. I'm going to take this and I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and I'll click in there. Oops, that doesn't work. Sorry, got to do it on the button here. There, boom. Oh, thought I clicked on it. Come on, there we go. Click in here, boom. All right. That way it's right in the center. So I just held Alt and Shift and clicked on that to center it, and now we got a restart button, and we're gonna need one more object. I'm just gonna call it game over. So game object, UI, another text, and I'm just gonna call this one game over, and I'm just gonna have it say game over for now. Oops. Game over. Beautiful. And we will also make this one 24. I'm gonna click on this, hold Alt and Shift, centerify it, and then center this too. And I'm just gonna pull it above like that. Okay. I just changed the Y position up a little bit. And that should be good. So I'm actually going to take this and put it underneath restart button, and I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to activate it later using code. Okay. Good. So we should have all of that. All right. So the next thing we need to do is create our some hitboxes. Okay. So I'm going to actually take my camera first. I'm going to go back to scene here. And instead of having to deal with like trying to change the way this bird goes, because you can see it's flying away from my camera, I want it to go near my camera. I'm actually going to move the camera over here in front of it and turn it around like this. Okay. So that it goes towards it instead. Okay. So so what we're going to do is, let me see something. So yeah, we're gonna take this and I'm gonna move this back. Hang on one second. Okay. So I'm just gonna try and make sure that this is exactly 180, that it's flipped around, and then I'm gonna have it go back. We'll say 70. So basically, I can kind of see the bird. See, that's a little bit not far enough. I want to be able to see the bird, but not like have it come into play here. Let's try 150. We'll say that's good enough for now. Okay, so that makes the bird. Let me see the game feel. Yeah, that's, wow, whatever. We're gonna go 150 for now. Okay, so I had to move the camera over. That's fine. Now what I need to do is actually make a floor hitbox, so that when it hits the box, it will destroy the object if we shoot it. So I'm just gonna go to Game Object, 3D Object, Cube. All right, and there's the cube, which is very small, and I just need to resize this. So, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to scale it roughly 180, okay, 180. We'll make the Y 5, so it has a little bit of thickness, and then 180, like that, okay? So that way this will be like a floor that the bird will hit. So I'm going to click on my King camera and click on this. I'm going to bring this over here and I'm going to rotate it a little bit. King camera. Alright, I'm going to move this down a little bit. King camera. Alright, up and over. And we'll just say that's roughly positioned. I'm just trying to make it match the camera as best I can. So that looks pretty good. Okay.